Hey guys, so I have a book haul for you. I'm so excited. I went today. I got Christmas money from my grandparents early this year. So I went to Barnes & Noble and I went crazy today. I have this big bag of books here. And I was going to just do a really short, quick haul in my vlog today, but I decided that there's 10 books here, and I'd like to give better synopsis and read the back of the books and everything like I do, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first book I have here is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. So this is a part of the Lord of the Rings series. I've never seen the TV or the movies. It's the movies. Never seen the movies, and I'm all about getting into different worlds right now, and I know fantasy and sci-fi really help out with that. This I found in the sci-fi section. So I think it's more of a children's book. I'm not I mean, that's what I've heard, that it's more of a children's book, so I don't know how much I'll enjoy it because I'm an adult, and I don't know if it's going to be like something that I'll enjoy, but I'm going to try it, and I've always heard that people say that it's an excellent series. So yeah, I'm going to read the back real quick. It says, Bilbo Baggins is a hobbit who enjoys a comfortable, unambitious life, rarely traveling any farther than his pantry or cellar, but his contentment is disturbed when the Wizard of Gandalf and a company of dwarves arrive on his doorstep one day to whisk him away on an adventure. They have launched a plot to raid the treasure hoard guarded by Smaug the Magnificent, a large and very dangerous dragon. Bilbo reluctantly joins their quest, unaware that on his journey to the Lonely Mountain he will encounter both a magic ring and a frightening creature known as Gollum. So it sounds really interesting to me, and I think it will be a really, really good book to read. And it's just always something I've wanted to read ever since I was in like middle school, and I just never did it. So, but got that today. The next book I have here is from a TV series which I have also never seen in my entire life, and I feel weird not have seen it, but I would like to read the series first before I start getting into the TV show, and that is the Game of Thrones series. And this, I honestly have no idea what any of this is about. I've like heard so many people say they love the Game of Thrones and that it's like the best book ever. So yeah, this is kind of a really long synopsis, but yeah, it's okay. It says, long ago in a time forgotten, a preternatural event threw the seasons out of balance. In a land where summers can last decades and winters a lifetime, trouble is brewing. The cold is returning, and in the frozen wastes of the north of winter falls sinister and supernatural forces are massing beyond the kingdom's protective wall. At the center of the conflict lie the Starks of Winterfell, a family as harsh and unyielding as the land they were born to, sweeping from a land of brutal cold to a distant summertime kingdom of Epicurean plenty. Here's a tale of lords and ladies, soldiers and sorcerers, assassins and bastards who come together in a time of grim omens. Here an inanimate band of warriors bear swords and no man made of metal. A tribe of fierce wildlings carry men off to the madness. A cruel young dragon barters his sisters to win back his throne, and determined woman undertakes the most treacherous of journeys amid plots and counterplots, tragedy and betrayal, victory and terror. The fate of the Starks, their allies, their enemies, hangs perilously in the balance as each endeavors to win the deadliest conflicts, the Game of Thrones. So that was a really long synopsis, sorry. Don't blame me if you fast forwarded through that, but it sounds incredibly interesting to me, and just another world that I can get lost into. I'm trying to find as many as I can. And the print is crazy, like long pages, tiny print, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And yeah, but I'm so glad I finally got around to getting this, because every time I go in the bookstore I think about getting it, but I always forget there's other books that I want to spend my money on more than this, but today is the day I finally was able to get it for myself. So got that one. Okay, the next book I have, I bought like the start, I think, of 4 series today, which is crazy, but I don't know, I'm really wanting to get into more fantasy and sci-fi series, so, but this one is the Shadowhunter series, and okay, I didn't really know what to get because there's like so many series within the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and I had no idea where to start. So I got on the internet, and the article that I looked at, this was the first series that came up, and it's just called the Mortal Instrument series is what it is. So I got the City of Bones. I figured that would be a good place to start, considering this is, I think, the first published one officially, is what it looked like to me. So yeah, but this one says, when Clary Frey heads out to the Pandemonium Club in New York City, she hardly expects to witness a murder, much less a murder committed by 3 teenagers covered with odd markings. This is Clary's first meeting of the Shadowhunter warriors, dedicated to routing the earth of demons and keeping the odd werewolves and vampires in line. It's also her first meeting with gorgeous golden-haired Jace. Within 24 hours, Clary is pulled into Jace's world with a vengeance when her mother disappears and Clary herself is attacked by a demon. But why would demons be interested in an ordinary mundane like Clary? And how did she suddenly get sought? The Shadowhunters would like to know. So this one is the one so far that sounds the most interesting to me. The one that I could literally see myself reading this whole book in like a day, because it just sounds intriguing and I want to know what happens and I want to get to know these characters. So City of Bones, first one I got. I didn't get all of the books obviously in the series because I had other books that I wanted to get, but we're going to start with this one, see how I like it. The next book I have is The Red Queen, and this is another series, the last series I think that I got. And this one says, Mare Barrow's world is divided by blood, those with red and those with silver. Mare and her family are lowly reds, destined to serve the silver elite whose supernatural abilities make them nearly gods. Mare steals with what she can help her family survive, but when her best friend is conscripted into the army, she gambles everything to win his freedom. A twist of fate leads her to the royal palace itself, where in front of the king and all his nobles, she discovers a power of her own ability that she didn't know she had, except her blood is red. To hide this impossibility, the king forces her into the role of her lost mom. I'm literally doing something.
Sorry.
She's so rude. She is so rude. She's watching. Sorry. Okay, where was I? Silver Princess and furthers her onto this own sons, and Mare's drawn further into the Silver world. She risks her new position to aid the Scarlet Guard, the leaders of Red Rebellion. Her actions put into motion a deadly and violent dance, pitting Prince against Prince and Mare against her own heart. So this sounds very interesting to me, and people on the booktube community say that this is just an amazing series and that everyone should read it. So I am going to try it and see. I don't know what the second book, I think it's a trilogy. I don't think it's a trilogy, not a series. So I feel like the third book just came out or is about to come out. So I'm going to try to get reading this. Okay, the next books, I'm pretty sure all the rest of these are contemporary novels. So the next one I have is Perks of Being a Wallflower. And I'm not really going to do a synopsis on this because I feel that I don't really know how to, I watched this movie in high school. I think I was a freshman in high school, and it was a really great movie. I loved it. I thought it was great. It deals with some really heavy topics, but I've heard that this is Charlie's, in the book, it's a bunch of letters that he's writing to someone, a friend. So yeah, but everybody says just a great book that I feel like everybody should read, and I feel stupid not have read it yet. So I am going to be reading this though, and this should be a fairly quick read. It's not too long, and it doesn't seem like it'll be too terribly, long or complicated. So really, really excited to read this. Okay, the next book I have is Fangirl, and this book I've just, once again, BookTube. I've been watching so many BookTube videos and writing down so many recommendations, but this says Kath is a Salmon Snow fan. Okay, the whole world is a Salmon Snow fan, but for Kath, being a fan is her life, and she's really good at it. She and her twin sister Ren censored themselves in the Salmon Snow series when they were just kids. It's what got them through their mother leaving. Reading, rereading, hanging out in Salmon Snow forums, writing Salmon Snow fan fiction, dressing up like the characters for every movie premiere. Kath's sister has mostly grown away from fandom, but Kath can't let go. She doesn't want to. Now that they're going to college, Ren has told Kath she doesn't want to be roommates. Kath is on her own, completely outside of her comfort zone. She got a surly roommate with a charming, always-around boyfriend, a fiction writing professor who thinks fan fiction is the end of civilized world, a handsome classmate who only wants to talk about words, and she can't stop worrying about her dad, who's loving and fragile, has never really been alone. For Kath, the question is, can she do this? Can she make it without Ren holding her? Mom.
Sorry.
Why?
It's Uncle Will.
She is so annoying. So annoying. For Kath, the question is, can she do this? Can she make it without Ren holding her hand? Is she ready to start living her own life? Does she even want to move on with the means leaving Simon Snow behind? So this just seems like a girl who's like completely like obsessed with fan fiction, but she deals with her own personal struggles and everything. So I've just heard that this is a good read. I'm going to try it out, see if it's good. Next book I have is Everything Must Go. And this just seems like, I'm not going to get into the synopsis, this video is getting kind of long. This just seems like a girl who she's 16, she goes to a prep school, and she's a feminist. This book is basically her letters, journal entries, reports, just a bunch of stuff about her life, and it just seems like a nice, fun, contemporary novel, like light, which after reading Turtles All the Way Down, I kind of want a light, fun, contemporary novel, so I feel like that'll be perfect. The next book I have is We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. And this book I've heard is about dealing with grief. And so part of the reason I have such bad anxiety that I talk about a lot on my channel is because I have dealt with a lot of death. So in my life, with friends and family combined, by the way, all these people are people I was very close to. I have had 13 people pass away. It's been a lot. I've been to 13 funerals and visitations and had to watch these people leave my life, and it is very, very difficult, and it's with me every day. And grief is something that I feel has just become a common emotion in my life. I feel like I'm constantly grieving someone that I've lost or that I'm missing. So I think this book, although it'll probably be incredibly emotional for me and I'll probably cry a lot, I still feel as though it's a book that I need to read. And I'm not a person who loves to get into my emotions. It's not something that I'm good with. But I feel like I need to read this. When I read that it was about people dealing with grief and just life, I felt the need to get it. So got this, and I might do a whole video on this one if I like it. So just to kind of explain feelings and stuff, you know, how I related to it. And the last book I got, which is the book that I went in today to get, and that is Eliza and Her Monsters. I have heard nothing but great things from this book. Nothing but great things. Everyone loves it. It says, in the real world, Eliza Merck is shy, weird, and friendless. Online, she's Lady Constellation, the anonymous creator of the wildly popular webcomic Monster C. Eliza can't imagine enjoying the world as much as she loves the online one, and she has no desire to try. Then Wallace Warland, Monster C, biggest fan fiction writer, transfers her to her school. Wallace thinks Eliza is just another fan, and he draws her out of her shell. She begins to wonder if life offline might be worthwhile. But when Eliza's secret is accidentally shared with the world, everything she's built, her story, her relationship with Wallace, and her sanity begins to fall apart. So I've heard a lot of people say that they thought this was going to be kind of a fuzzy, cool, contemporary book, but it's way deeper than that. And I think that will definitely be interesting. And I've also heard people say that the portrayal of anxiety in this is very real and accurate. And I'm interested to see if I agree with that. But so far, everyone who's read this book seems to love it. So I have not come across a booktuber yet who says they have not loved this book. So I have really high expectations for it, which sometimes is dangerous when you're reading a book, but I feel like this book might be able to hold the expectations I have for it. But that is the book haul. Sorry my mother kept interrupting and being rude. Mama, I know you be watching this. Don't be doing that no more, or else you're not going to be allowed in here while I'm filming, okay? I'm just kidding. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in tomorrow's vlog.